When the great, mighty, and inimitable Lord Sauron first lay claim to the lands of Mordor, he didst reshape the slopes of Urutuin and form Samath Naur, the Chambers of Fire. Deep in Samath Naur, amongst the fire and the dark, in the forge of his own devising, the Dark Lord wrought the One Ring, the one to rule all others. Long in sight, deep in cunning, did he don the One Ring, and with his newfound power made war against the elves, and therein seized the 9 rings and the 7. Then to Rhûn and Harad Sauron roamed, gifting 6 of the 9 rings to kings and chieftains, yoking peoples and armies under his command. 7 to dwarf lords in their hidden halls. 3 rings of the 9 yet remained, and these he bestowed upon Númenórean men, proud and tall, who had bowed before him well and faithfully since times of old. Then upon the pinnacle of Barad-dûr did Sauron stand, rightful lord of all. He raised the One Ring high, spoke dark words, and a wreath of shadow and storm were all about the tower's top. With the raising of the ring, the 9 kings, all upon their thrones, were called henceforth to the Dark Tower, and lo, they were become wraiths and servants of my lord. One by one the 9 kings abased themselves before their lord and master, for they were Nazgûl, ring-wraiths now, and all marveled at the One Ring's might. Timeless and changed were the 9 Nazgûl, their old names forgotten, their old titles and reigns turned to dust. New names they would earn for their deeds in Sauron's service. The bane of Rhûn, the woe of Khand, and the cursed rider did the Easterling chieftains become. Their rings are Sakla, the cruel one, Adash, the foe-maker, and Urom, the warmonger. The grim Southron, the high sorcerer of Harad, and the Forsaken Reaver were the Southrons named. Their rings are Juru, the herald of morning, Mebat, the mirth-eater, and Kanto, the pain-giver. And the Númenórean kings became the Black Blade of Lebanin, and the Gloom of Nûrn, wielding Sapthan, the Fool Stone, and Nítir, Terror's Sting. The lord of the Nazgûl who wields the sorcerous power of the ring Uri, the Heartstopper, was titled Witch King of Angmar, and justly so, for Angmar quivered under his wrathful gaze. Thus were the Nazgûl, the great Lord Sauron's most powerful servants, made. Each in his own keep in Mordor they dwelled, and in Minas Morgul they gathered, a fell and terrible host.